Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Combat Sports UK interview. I am live with Shanelle Dyer, the Nightmare. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
No problem. It's good to have you back. So the last time we spoke was just moments before you made the PFL debut over in Paris. So first of all, talk to me about that. A, obviously the performance, and B, just the whole thing, you know, in general.
Yeah, so it seems like ages ago, but it's only about like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So, but I think Brad said it the best. That it was literally warming up straight before my fight, and we was in the change rooms, and he was like, "It doesn't feel like my PFL debut because I've been signed for them for quite a while now, and it just literally felt like such a normal fight. Like I've done it 1,000,001 times, and I've done it 1,000,001 times. I felt so comfortable. The whole fight week was amazing. It was like it blew my mind, the transition from what I was fighting on before to now the professionalism, the way they looked after me, like everything ran so smoothly. Like it was probably like the best fight week and the funnest fight week today as well. So yeah, I made my PFL debut and I just loved every second of it. Obviously, I had changed of opponent 2 weeks out, so it was kind of hectic. Like I never even knew that I was gonna fight because they were finding me a new opponent. So they had to fly someone all the way from Colombia to fight me. And I went from fighting an orthodox grappler to a southpaw striker, which was like such a drastic change. But I've been in this game for ages, so I'm quite used to adapting my style on these short notice fights and stuff. So I fought the Colombian girl in my fight. I think the fight went quite well. Like it was my first 3-round fight in my professional career. My last two, I didn't even make it to the second round. So I'm glad that I actually went 3 rounds, got that in my books, got to see how the 15 minutes actually felt like. She was a game opponent. Like I hit her so hlike I head kicked her like clean, like at least 5 times, and she just stood there. Like, I remember one time that I like double jab cross, hit her so clean, again double jab cross so clean, and I head kicked her, and I just looked her in her eyes like, why are you still standing up? How are you still standing up? But fair play to her. She was tough. She brought it. Got to show off a little bit, so I just loved every second of it.
No, it was. I was going to ask you about that because I know, obviously, when we spoke beforehand, I actually went back to some of the guys at Combat Sports UK and I was saying, look, you're going to have to watch this because I just got the it factor feeling from you when we were talking. Obviously, I'd seen some of your fights before, but I was when you went to obviously the points decision, I was thinking, well, that's great because obviously she's got the distance, she's done the 3 rounds, it's good for the experience. But there was always a part of me as well was a little bit thinking. You were talking when we just spoke last time and saying, I really want to get the finish. I really want, and all fighters say, I want to get the finish. But I got a feeling from you that you were really trying to get it, and you know, you threw everything but the kitchen sink at.
Literally, I hit her so hard. I'm just like, how are you still standing? Like she had such a hard head. But yeah, she was tough. So I'm glad I had the 15 minutes experience early in my career, so I don't have to do that again. I can carry on knocking people out.
Yeah, and the nerves were okay, like you said. You felt comfortable in the whole build up and everything. Did it help having sort of Simeon there on the same card and
100%? Like Sim, throughout the whole camp, we kind of done like our camp together. I said before, and just like obviously having him in PFL, he knows the ins and outs. He knows the people. He knows what we're doing. Like having him there was like I felt so comfortable. I was always looking at what Sim's doing, how he's reacting to stuff. He had the pull out as well. What he's doing, just try to copy it because what he's doing this year, I'm going to do next year. So it's really good to have that older brother figure to just say it just made everything run smoother. I was way more comfortable. Like I hardly had any nerves. I knew that I belonged in that stage. And the second like my walkout came, I just owned it. There was no way she was going to beat me that night.
No, I mean it was a hell of an event anyway, wasn't it? I mean, some of as they worked up the cards, it just went from one finish to another thing. It was just insane. So like obviously a massive card. What was that like for you? I know obviously there were no nerves as such, but was it is that kind of, you know, when you signed for the PFL, those are kind of nights that you dreamt of?
Yeah, literally, just like I'm a fan of MMA. I'm a fan of the sport as well. So literally, I'm fighting. I was so glad I was the first fight on the card as well.
Mm.
Like I'm a fan of the sport. So like the Fighters Hotel, I was like, oh, this fight. Oh, what's your fight? So I'm fighting on the card as well, but I'm like low key fangirl and from everyone else on the card as well. So my fight was done. Like literally straight after my fight, I went in the front row and I sat for the whole card in the front row, just taking it all in. People was like, "Oh, didn't you just fight?" I'm like, "Yeah, but this guy's fine. This guy's a sick fight." And I was just like, literally, the whole night was amazing. Like Cedric Doom, when he walked out, it was probably
Yeah,
like the best walkout I've ever seen live.
with
Like
the
the
mattress.
whole arena went mental. I went mental. Mbappe was there as well. It's literally
Hmm.
the whole day was like probably one of the best days of like my professional career so far. And we're just gonna have even more of that. I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, good. So obviously PFL Europe rolls into Ireland this week,
Yeah.
just before the year's out. What I know you were originally touted, weren't you, to kind of make your debut on that card originally. I know
Yeah.
I saw some things going around, and then obviously you went into Paris, and then I know you were looking to jump onto that card. But this next fight coming up is going to be on the Ares, right?
Yeah.
So what's the reasoning behind sort of not being on that PFL Europe card, and is this kind of does this lean into what you were just talking about before with signing for the PFL, where you said you kind of didn't want to be rushed along, you just wanted to stay active, keep fights, and take the right ones at the right time for your development.
Yeah, so I was initially meant to be in the double card. Like they gave me an opponent and everything a few weeks ago. I don't think she ended up taking the fight, and then like the whole card is quite a bit hectic. Like there's so much fights on the card, and they had to kind of shorten the card, pull fighters back. They had obviously it's an island, so they had to chuck a bunch of Irish fighters on the card as
Of
well.
course, yeah.
So ultimately, I didn't really make the shortlist, which I was fine by that because they actually said, okay, we want to keep you active. If you don't fight in the Dublin card, then my next fight was going to be in March, the first stage of the tournament, which I don't
Hmm.
want to just take that long time off. I want to keep active,
Yeah.
and they know that as well. So they're like, okay. They work with Ares, obviously Veronica Harding, Dan Hardy. They work
Hmm.
with Ares as well. So I'm basically on loan to Ares for that one fight. They're like,
Yeah.
so I'm still fighting for PFL, so it's still under like the PFL banner. So I'm basically having the PFL fight on Ares the week after. And I'm just happy, like as long as I keep fighting, I get paid. It doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
As you said before, it's like that's what I really like about PFL as well. They're fighters company, so they want to keep the fighters active. They want to keep
Hmm.
the fighters paid. If it's not on the PFL banner, on the PFL stage, they're really flexible. You can fight on different shows, and we they just want us to be the best fighters as we can be. If it's not under the PFL name, then I can just go around and come back as always.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a true sense of that. I actually listened to an interview. I think it was Violent Money TV. It was
Mm,
Veronica Hardy was on there, and
yeah,
Veronica was talking about you. I don't know if you've seen it,
yeah, yeah,
but she had plenty of nice things to say about you. Obviously, she was talking about the next fight coming up, and basically saying that you're the future. I mean, one of the things I just wrote down here that she'd said was that you were vicious,
yeah,
which I knew you'd enjoy that one. But she talked a lot about your dedication, your hard work, the fact that you're putting it all
yeah.
in. You're good on the camera, you're good on the mic. You kind of understand this game, and she's just excited. So obviously, I know she's been training down there as well. What's it been like? The relationship with Dan, Veronica, and all those guys as well.
They're amazing people. Like personally, like just on like a casual level, they're amazing people. They're so nice. They're so kind, and they're so down to earth as well. Especially like Dan, he comes to our gym. Like Veronica, when she's on camp, she does a few weeks of her camp in our gym.
Yeah.
So, and she's it's literally like she's been in the gym for ages. Like we just gel together. She's literally part of the girl team. She's like on the girl group chat and everything. Like she's so great. She's such a great fighter as well. She comes with a lot of experience. Her jiu-jitsu is amazing. Her strike is like really unorthodox, and she's a southpaw as well. You don't really get
Yeah.
such high level southpaw, so it's a good look for me. It's a hard spar for me as well, just to figure her out. Just having her on the team is like amazing as well. And I used to watch her fight even before. Like as I said, I'm still a fan of MMA, and I used to fangirl watching her fight as well. So having her is amazing. Having Dan's insight as well is amazing. After watching my spars, he'll give me tips and stuff to just make me become a better fighter.
Yeah. Well, talking about training partners, I think I've seen you've also been training with the meatball, haven't you?
Yeah.
Been down there with Molly doing a bit of work. So how was that?
Yeah, so she's amazing. Like Liverpool, I call it like next gen, like my second gym in England now. Like it's such a great gym. I learned a lot up there. I actually went back in February for a week training, which was amazing with Molly as well. This time I only went for about 3 days. But just getting like high level female sparring partner, like it's great sparring the guys, but it's so much different sparring the girls. Like seeing where you stand, the power's different. Like fighting girls is way more different. So if I have to make the trip all the way up to Liverpool to get some rounds with a top level, one of the best fighters in the UK, then 100% I'm gonna like grab her that opportunity. And as I said, like she's such a down to earth person. Like she helps me so much. I look up to her so much where she is and what the stage that she is in her career. Like I want to do the same thing. So I look up to her as like an older sister figure as well. And she's such a sound person. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, and she's just got a fight booked as well, hasn't she, for
Yeah.
the return? So it'd be nice to see Molly come back and try and get everything back on track.
Yeah, definitely. She's going back to strawweight was as well, and she's done like she just won the Polaris with her armbar.
Yeah.
So like just seeing her dedication, she wants to get better as well, and I want to get better. So we're kind of the same in that aspect. So I'm looking forward to her next fight.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Polaris there as well. How was that?
My Polaris.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Like in the beginning when I announced that I'm fighting the Polaris, everyone was like, the whole community was just like, why is the striker fighting on Polaris? Like that was literally a bit mad. Everyone just like, and the person that I fought she was like a well respected jiu-jitsu practitioner in the UK as well. So everyone's kind of like doubting me. I can see like everyone's just like, oh, is she gonna do well, Bob? But I've like um uh I'm really like I know my capabilities, so I knew that I was gonna win that fight. I've done a really good jiu-jitsu camp as well. I spent a month in Canada. I've done a lot with Faraz Zahabi for a month, and I came back and just done the pure jiu-jitsu camp. So I was 100% ready for that match, and I got to show off my grappling skills. I always knew I had. I just never really got to show it because I like striking so much. I always say like I strike when I strike, I grapple when I grapple. I can win both, but when I'm fighting, I just choose to strike.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows that well-roundedness to your game, doesn't it? Because I know you came from the Muay Thai background, if you like, but I know last time we spoke, you were talking about really rounding out the game and getting it so that you were a fully rounded fighter and you felt comfortable anywhere. So events like Polaris like that, it's great to get that experience, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like I get to show my grappling size in Polaris. So like a lot of people when they fight me, they're like, "Oh, she has good striking. We just need to take her down now."
Yeah.
Now they can see that I can actually sub people from the bottom. Yeah, they're gonna be second guess at trying to fight me.
Yeah. We mentioned that sort of Manchester, Liverpool area of the country. Obviously, there's a lot of talent coming out of there.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention some of the fights just from this week from the PFL coming up over in Dublin because there's a few interesting knocks on there that I'd like to just get your opinion on. So I'm going to start with one from being around the sort of Manchester base with Dakota Achiever. Thoughts on her and expectations of that fight because she's a nasty woman.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna steamroll through this girl. Like I think she's just on a different level, and she kind of just showed it throughout this whole tournament. Like she felt comfortable in every single one of her fights, came with confidence, and that showed at the end of the results, like stoppages. She's just like literally on a different level than these European girls in the tournament, and that's gonna definitely show on Friday. So I expect her to come away with the win. However way she wants it. I know she got a submission in Newcastle, so she can sub people, she can finish people, so that as she done in Paris, so literally win by whatever means that she wants.
Yeah, I'm with you. On to the next one. We'll talk about somebody else from that neck of the woods because I know it's got links to your team as well. Obviously, Lewis McGrillen's in there against Wesley Meyer. Thoughts on that one because that's really starting to heat up, isn't it?
Yeah, Wes is my boy, man. Wes is my boy. Like I think everyone's kind of underestimating Wes because of like his record doesn't really show how good he actually is. But seeing him in the gym, like seeing what he can actually do, doesn't really get to show that in his fights. But he's improved so much since like his losing streak as well. Like in the beginning, his capabilities was always there, but his fight IQ wasn't really the best. But I think this year training with him. Like his fight IQ's gone through the window. So like it's just those little things that he's pinpointed, and I think he'll 100% win that fight. Like he wants to win that fight. You can see the hunger. He's been training so hard for that. So I think, but I think both guys are great fighters as well. Lewis, he's like 8-0 now. He's young. He's hungry. He wants it as well. So I think either way, it's just going to be a tear up from like the first bell. And obviously them two, they have history, so it's going to be bad blood. There's going to be no respect. It's literally the people's main event. Everyone's like tuning in for that fight. It's going to be sick.
I saw Wes talking about he was dreaming about hurting Lewis McGrillen whilst he was doing the washing up or something along those lines. And I thought, this one's definitely going to boil over.
Yeah, he's proper. Like he's proper. He wants this win. He's gonna get this win like by any means possible.
Yeah, it'd definitely be a fan favorite fight, that one anyway. Yeah. And then another one on there, obviously Simeon's on there going for the big win. Thoughts on that? I mean, he's just looked phenomenal, hasn't he?
Sim is like the whole tournament. Like he looks so good. From in the beginning, he got to show off his grappling. He got some sick knockouts in his record. In Newcastle, he got to show off his grappling. I know a lot of people underestimate his grappling, but when he put the guy to sleep and he didn't wake up for like a few seconds, and then like Sim can win a fight any means possible. As I said, like he had a short notice fight in Paris. Against a big strong guy. He wasn't really working for that guy, and he was dangerous, so he can win a boring fight. Like in his perspective, that was a boring fight. He knows how to win the fight. Like he knows how to win a boring fight. He knows how to knock people out. He knows how to submit people. So he knows how to win a fight, and he's gonna win that fight on Friday by any means possible. I've seen how hard he's worked. He's deserved it. Like anyone on the card I want to win, like he deserves to win that fight, and he's gonna win that fight.
Yeah, no doubts. So obviously that's the PFL. That's over in Dublin. You're fighting over in Paris, isn't it? Returning to the scene of the crime.
I'm in France for the third time this year.
So we get the fight done. We get the victory. First of all, I suppose it's a two-part question. You got the elbows weren't allowed, and now the elbows are allowed. Correct.
Back.
So what's the? Do you think that's going to be something you'll be chucking in because I know you enjoy it, or do you think will it be a case of all right, the PFL the elbows aren't there, so what? Is it worth going back to the elbows?
I'm gonna elbow her face
as much as possible.
That's the my last fight in PFL Paris, like if I could just elbow her, like the fight would have been over. Like she would be so cut up. That's so easy, but that's why they got rid of the elbows, obviously. Yeah. Like even just like watching my first fight in March with the elbows. When I won that fight of the spinning by elbows, like I've been throwing elbows in Muay Thai for like a couple of years now. It's like it's second nature to me. Yeah. Like even in my amateur career, without elbows, I'll get in a position. I'm like, okay, I need to cover my face because they might elbow me. Even though it was amateur, I'm so aware of it. It's that fluid with me. In Paris, like if I knee, I automatically follow with the elbow, but I have to kind of stop myself. So I think this fight in Ares is gonna give me a lot of freedom to show who I actually am and all elements of my game. So I'm really excited. Like second, I got whiff. I'm fighting in Ares. I put on the elbow pads and everyone's running away from me in sparring. I was like trying to fight and elbow everyone. I was so gassed. So we'll see. But I never force anything. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Yeah. So yeah.
No, it's mature, yeah. It's so we get the knockout via elbows, either a ground and pound or something phenomenal standing. And then we go into Christmas. What's Christmas look like in the Dyer household?
I'm actually flying to Thailand on the Monday. So I fight next week Friday and I go home for like 2 days and I fly to Thailand on the Monday. So I'm in Thailand for like 3.5, 4 weeks actually. I'm going Bangtao, just a bit of like downtime. It's a bit cold in London now.
Yeah.
Thailand's at 35 degrees. So just trying to chill. I know I have a big year next year, so I'm gonna try to train a little bit at Bangtao. Obviously, I love training. Learn a lot new stuff with the Hitman Brothers. A lot more wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, obviously. But just try to chill a lot. And get ready for the next year.
And finally, before we let you go, in your eyes, what's next year look like? How many times you're looking to be out? I know you want to be as active as possible. Obviously, you've got a big 12 months in front of you now. So, in your eyes, how's the PFL move you next year?
What I'm saying, this time next year, I'm going to be PFL European champ without a doubt.
Yeah.
That's 100% going to happen. I'm going to win those 3 fights by hopefully knockout, if not submission, decision. I don't care. I'm winning all those 3 fights, and I'm going to be PFL champion next year. I don't think there's anyone in the European right now that's on my level, as well-rounded as me, has the striking as me, has the full game as me. So I'm 100% going to win that belt next year and put a statement that I am one of the best fighters, not in Europe, but in the whole world.
Let's go. Let's go. Right. Shanelle, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. It's always great having you on. We'll look to catch up, in the new year at some time when the next fight's announced. But for now, go and do the business. Close out Christmas in a phenomenal way. Let's go for it now and roll into next year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shanelle. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.